Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Sunday, and it's May the 4th, 2025. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. You know, I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets, so you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And our story today comes from Brunswick County in North Carolina. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, North Carolina woman now facing 90 child sex charges. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll identify some of my sources for you in the description box. Well, it's been a few weeks since my last video, and that's because I was confronted with a family emergency that required my undivided attention. You know, one of the things I've learned about life is that death crosses all of our lives, and it was just our family's turn. And the only way to deal with the stresses it created was to step away for a while and meet pressing family expectations. But I'm back now, and it's time for us to pick up where we left off. Now, our video today is a follow-up to a video that we did last month, and here's the title of it pictured here. And it's about a local woman who had been indicted on 80 child sex crimes. It was reported by the investigating police department that the case remained open and the possibility existed more charges could be added at a later date. Well, within a matter of weeks, there was an update because additional charges had been added. And we need to speak on them because, once again, this may not be the end of all the charges that she's going to face. As a brief overview, her story is about 44-year-old Sarah Sellers, pictured here, a married housewife. She'd been married for 22 years and mother of two daughters. Now, she was arrested on February the 14th of this year and charged with multiple sex offenses involving underage boys. Now, at the time of her arrest, four underage boys had been identified and interviews had been conducted with two of the boys. And that served as the basis of those 80 child sex crimes that she had been charged with. And here is a listing of the charges that Sellers face involving those two 12-year-old boys for 2018 and 2019. Keep in mind, all of her charges involved all the way through 2021, but for these two boys, it went from 2018 to 2019, and here are the charges. 20 counts of statutory sex offense with a child less than 15, 10 counts of statutory sex with a child by an adult, 20 counts of statutory RAPE of a child less than 15, 10 counts of statutory RAPE of a child by an adult, and 20 counts of indecent liberties with a child. 80 counts of child sex crimes involving these two boys who were 12 years old at the time. Now, it was reported by one of the local television stations, WECT6 News. It was reported that the district attorney, although guarding the privacy of the underage victims, did acknowledge the following in court. And I took this directly from the news source just to make sure I won't be misquoting anyone. And it says, the district attorney alleged Sellers would perform sexual acts with the boys and sometimes involve her daughter in some of these acts. I'm wondering whether or not the daughter was also underage and whether or not the daughter is also part of the investigation, because I did not see anything else where her children were mentioned. So I'm just wondering, simply because the information is put out there. However, now Sellers and her lawyers had asked the judge to consider a maximum bond of $400,000, but the judge refused, selecting to impose a bond of $2 million instead. And when we ended our last video, there was an understanding that the investigation was ongoing. So even though she had already been charged and indicted with 80 counts of child sex charges, there was a possibility that additional charges could be forthcoming. And that's certainly how it went because on March the 31st, the next news headline read as follows: Brunson County woman facing additional child sex charges. So we learned that Sarah Sellers had been indicted on 10 additional counts of child sex crimes. There's 8 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child. It was reported that the 8 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor had to do with alleged misconduct that took place in 2021, and the child involved was 15 years old. And the 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child is regarding incidents that took place in 2018. So now this North Carolina woman has been charged with 90 counts of child sex crime. The first 80, her bond was set at $2 million, a $2 million secure bond, and for the 10 additional charges or 10 new charges, the bond was set at $70,000. So she has a bond of $2,070,000, and it's unclear whether or not Sarah Sellers has been able to meet the obligations of that bond. And investigators from the Brunson County Sheriff's Office have indicated that this is not a closed investigation. They say the investigation is ongoing. So it's very possible that in the future, additional charges would be added on to what's already been added for Sarah Sellers. She's currently at 90 counts of child sexual abuse, and we don't know. It's possible that in the near future we'll be revisiting this topic so that I can inform you that she has been added or she has been charged with additional child sexual offenses. You know, the more I speak on this topic, it's the more I find myself facing a set of anxiety caused by the unknown. Who can we really trust with our children? And the answer is nobody. Nobody. You know, this is by far the worst case of sexual abuse I have reported on involving a woman, a much older woman taking advantage of young, vulnerable children. And it makes me want to ask, do we really understand what a sexual predator looks like? And exactly how many more Sarah Sellers are out there? Now, we seem to focus on the men, and rightfully so. We do call them out for what they are. We call them predators. But what about the women? Are we calling them out as well? If this has been an oversight, it needs to be corrected. In my next video, I aim to see whether there are more women who are actually out there violating our children. Are they being charged, or are we just giving them a free pass? Stay tuned for my next video as we explore this topic. And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.